RC Robbin. This is a created franchise on the video game MLB The Show 20. I've created the Marvel MCU universe Avengers and placed the created team inside the National League West. They've taken the place of the San Diego Padres. As you can see, they're 7-5 right now, 3 games out of first place. And let's get to the calendar. It's a 3-game set at Atlanta. Unfortunately, I've lost 3 games in a row, 2 against Atlanta. Atlanta's going for the sweep today. So I'm going to try to break that up. Play game. Okay. Play full game. We have the away team. Sit up a little bit. At Truist Park. Presentation, clear skies. Tom Hiddleston. Okay, let's see. Who's going to sit? Let's have... Who do I want in the game? Benedict Cumberbatch for Chadwick Boseman. Okay, let's do this. Braves lead the series 2-0. You got to prevent the sweep. Both teams are 7-5. Let's see. Welcome to a presentation of Major League Baseball as the Hollywood Avengers visit the Atlanta Braves here in Georgia. On the mound for the Braves is Yonny Chirinos, making his 3rd start of the season. He is 1-1 with a 4.09 earned run average. And he faces Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man in the Marvel Universe. He's sitting 5-11 on the season. Granted, it's only the 13th game of the year. Pitch is outside for ball 1. Braves are 7-5. It's good for 2nd place in the NL East. Down and in low. Ball 2. Count is 2-0 on Spider-Man. And he pulls it foul for strike number 1. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. 72 degrees here in Atlanta, Georgia. Clear skies, beautiful day for baseball. 2-1 count. And he pulls the sinker foul. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tom Holland. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 1 down here in the top of the 1st. First strike out of the game for Chirinos.
Batting second, the shortstop, number 9.
Next up is the Falcon, Anthony Mackie, hitting .341, 2 homers, 10 runs batted in. Takes low for ball 1. Cut the check. Let's go. Swing and a miss, strike 2 count. Check that. Count is 1-1 on Mackie. Outside, count is 2-1. Ed Drummond is the home plate umpire, calling balls and strikes. Just gets a piece of the sinker. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mackie. Not a fan of the away team uniforms that I've created. Swing and a miss, and he struck out the first 2 batters he faces, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 1st. Not a big fan of the uniform. They look like big bananas. Should have.
Number 12.
Well, anyway, Robert Downey Jr. is up with 2 outs. He has 3 homers and 8 runs batted in to start the season. He fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. His average is .250. But he's been productive with the bat, with those 8 runs batted in. Line drive right at the 3rd baseman, George Brett, and he retires the side. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Chirinos, and at the half inning have been played, Hollywood Avengers nothing, Atlanta Braves coming to bat. Tom Hiddleston is on the mound for the Avengers. He plays the Loki in the Marvel Universe. He is a record of 2-0 with a 3.75 earned run average. And he gets to face Johnny Damon, leading off for the Braves, hitting 205 on the season.
The center fielder, Johnny Damon.
And it's a shallow fly ball to left field. Idris Elba is there. He makes the catch. I'm sorry, check that. That is Dave Bautista in left field today. Starting lineup for the Braves, Johnny Damon leading off, playing center, Minnie Minoso in left, George Brett at third, Fred McGriff at first, Jose Altuve at second, Mookie Betts in right, George Springer is the designated hitter, Paul DeJong is the shortstop, and Tom Murphy is the catcher today. Minnie Minoso, 264, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. He's batting second for the Braves, and he flies it to the right field corner, right at the foul line. Elba makes the catch in right for the second out of the inning.
Batting third, the third baseman,
George Brett, 286, 1 homer, 5 runs batted in. Steps in with 2 outs against Hiddleston. And he wraps it towards the gap, and it's going to one-hop to the wall. By the time they get it back into the infield, it's going to be a stand-up double for George Brett with 2 outs in the first. That's his 4th double of the season, is the replay. Next up is Fred McGriff. Fred McGriff, 260, 3 runs batted in. And he skies it to deep center. It's going. It is gone. It's a 2-run home run. His first homer of the season. And just like that, with 2 outs, the Atlanta Braves have a 2-0 lead. 428 feet. Here's the replay. Mark, a little bit of slump. Straightaway center. Next up, Jose Altuve, who's been slumping. He's batting a .159 at the plate this fictional season. And he lines it to left, caught by Bautista to retire the side. But not before Freddie McGriff does this, hits a 2-run home run in the bottom of the first. And at the end of 1, it's Braves 2, Avengers nothing. Top of the second, Captain America Chris Evans is up. He's hitting a .185. He hasn't really gotten off the blocks all that good. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Chris Evans is a switch hitter. He's batting from the left side. And he just gets underneath it, skies at the center. Johnny Damon is there and makes the catch 1 away.
that is good.
Idris Elba, Hemedal in the Thor franchise, is a 9-game hitting streak. Overall, he's hitting .342 with 2 homers and 8 runs batted in. There's 1 out here in the top of the second. And he pulls it foul. Strike 1. Pitch is outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Avengers are on a 3-game losing streak after starting the season 7-2. And he yanks it to the left fielder, and in the gap, Minoso makes the catch to 2 away. Pitching hasn't been the problem, it's been the hitting. They've kind of stalled a little bit. Benedict Cumberbatch, part-time player playing third base today, in for Chadwick Boseman, who's taking a day off. It's a line drive, base hit to left. So with 2 down here in the top of the second, the Avengers have a base runner. Doctor Strange is on fire.
Number 84.
Next up is Mark Ruffalo, hitting .275, 1 homer, 8 runs batted in. He plays the Hulk. And he slices it down the right field line and finds the seats for strike 1. Inside ball 1, count as 1 ball and 1 strike on Ruffalo. Outside ball 2, 2-1. Way out in front of the split finger fastball. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Hulk. Did he check his swing? Yes, he did. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The runner will be in motion here in the top of the second. Here comes the payoff pitch. In there, strike 3, side retired. He didn't agree with the call, but it does not matter. Inning and a half of baseball has been played. It's Atlanta 2. The Avengers, nothing. Mookie Betts leads off the bottom of the second. He's hitting 383, 3 homers, 11, check that, 14 runs batted in. Steps in against Loki. And he slices it, pulls it with authority, but it finds the seats for strike number 1. Both teams are 7-5. The Braves are trying to sweep the Avengers. And he fouls it back to the screen. Count is 0-2. Backs him off the plate. Count 1 is 1-2. So... and he pops him up. Dr. Strange is there in foul territory on the third baseline. Cumberbatch makes the catch for out number 1. Defense for the Avengers in the outfield from left to right. Dave Bautista, Don Cheadle, and Idris Elba. And in the infield, Benedict Cumberbatch, Anthony Mackie, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr. with the captain Chris Evans behind the plate. Designated hitter today is Mark Ruffalo. So, George Springer's up hitting 364, 4 homers, 5 runs batted in. Takes strike 1 on the corner. Just gets a piece of the slider. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Springer. Springer plays for the Houston Astros in real life. And he pulls it foul. Count will remain 0-2. Fouls off the 2-seamer. And he jams him, breaks his bat. Robert Downey Jr. makes the catch for out number 2.
Batting it, the shortstop,
Paul DeJong, 333 average, 8 runs batted in the first dozen games or so. Hiddleston deals. And he pops him up in the infield. Benedict charges in foul territory. Dr. Strange makes the catch to retire the side. So 2 innings of baseball have been played, and the Avengers are losing 2-0. Top of the third, Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista hitting 302, 3 homers, 8 runs batted in. Steps up to lead off the third. Inside ball 1. Dave's got a 7-game hitting streak. Checks his swing, outside ball 2, count is 2-0. And he slices it the other way. Long run for Mookie Betts at the track. He makes the catch for the first out. So the standings in the NL East. The New York Mets are leading the division in this April 8-3. Atlanta 7-5, a game and a half out. Not that we care, but Don Cheadle's hitting 235 with 6 RBIs. Don Cheadle plays center field. He is James Rhodes, or War Machine in the Marvel Universe. Low for ball 1. And he skies it to center. Damon barely has to move. He's there and makes the catch for out number 2. Next up is Tom Holland. He's only 1 for 9 in this 3-game set so far. He's 0 for 1 today. Second plate appearance. And he fouls off the splitter for strike 1. Inside pitch, swing and a miss. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Inside ball 1. So there's 2 down here in the top of the third. Count is 1 and 2 on Tom Holland. Chirinos deals. And he lines it to Fred McGriff at first base. And the side is retired. So 3 innings of shutout ball for Chirinos at the end of 2.5. It's Atlanta 2, Hollywood Avengers nothing. Bottom of the third. Tom Murphy hitting .294. Steps up to the plate. He's the catcher for the Braves. In there for strike 1. Fouls it off. Strike 2. Fouls it back. And he jams him in on his hands. Cumberbatch fires across the diamond. And there's 1 away here in the third. So the leadoff man, Johnny Damon, steps up to the plate for his second plate appearance. He's 0 for 1. His average is 200 on the season. In there for strike 1, 97 on the radar gun. Johnny Damon played for the Red Sox. He played for the Yankees. And he skies it to center. War Machine is there. Don Cheadle makes the catch for the second out.
Now batting, number 9.
Mini Minoso, 0 for 1, flew out in the first. There's 2 down here in the third. Strike 1 on the corner. Strike 2. And he lines it into the gap between center and right. War Machine tosses it back in, but by the time he does, it's a stand-up double with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Mini Minoso's 4th double of the season. Here's the replay. Just goes with the pitch and drives it into the gap. Rolls all the way to the wall. So Brett is up yet again. He had a double in his first at-bat. He's hitting .300 on the season. He's 2 outs, but he has a runner in scoring position. Just misses inside ball 1. At the knees, 1 and 1. And he skies it the other way towards the line. Batista runs it down and retires the side. So they strand the runner at second. And after 3 innings of baseball, it's still a 2-run lead for the Atlanta Braves. I don't know what's going on. I can't seem to score any runs. So top of the 4th. Top of the 4th, check that. Anthony Mackie is up, the Falcon.
Number 9.
And he pulls the split finger fastball foul for strike 1. On the outside corner, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Mackie. In the dirt, count is 1 and 2. Just gets a piece, stay alive. We're in the top of the 4th. Atlanta has a 2-0 lead. Again, just gets a piece of that split finger fastball to stay alive. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Anthony Mackie. Inside ball 2, count is even at 2 and 2. Just gets a piece, slices it into the seats, foul. Tough at bat. Three balls, 2 strikes. The count is full with no one out here in the top of the 4th. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, the split finger fastball out in front, and there's one down here in the 4th. That's his 4th strikeout of the game.
Now batting, number 12.
So next up is Tony Stark, or Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. himself, he lined out in the 1st. Checks his swing, it's in the dirt. Strike 1. Nope, check that. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. 2-0. And he flares it the other way. Johnny Damon near the warning track, makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, catcher, Chris.
Next up is Chris Evans, who flew out. His season is 5 for 28. It's 179 average, he's 0 for 1. Pitch is low, ball 1. Inside, count is 2 balls and no strikes on Captain America. And he pulls it high and deep, but it will curve foul. Strike 1, count is 2-1. Three and 1 hitters count. Idris Elba's on deck with 2 outs. Just gets a piece of the split finger fastball, and the count will remain full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss, strike 3, side retired. So he's pitched 4 shutout innings. It's the Atlanta Braves winning 2-0. Bottom of the 4th, Fred McGriff, who hit a 2-run home run in the 1st. The source of the Atlanta Braves run, steps up for his 2nd plate appearance. And he pulls it foul for strike 1. 2,500 career hits, almost 500 home runs. He gets forgotten because his numbers are not as impressive as they could have been because he was in the 90s, the steroid era. So people often forget Freddie McGriff, but strike 3. Foul tip into the glove. Out number 1 here in the 4th. But he was a hell of a hitter. Jose Altuve is 2 for 8 in the series. He's 0 for 1 today. Gets up for 2nd plate appearance. Outside corner, strike 1. Inside, count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Hiddleston wanted that call. Thought it was a strike, but count is 1-1. And the 2-seam was fouled off. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Altuve. Strike 3 looking. He thought it was high, but no, said the umpire. Hiddleston's 2nd strikeout. Mookie Betts is up. He popped out in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. There's 2 down here in the 4th. At the knees, strike 195 on the radar gun. And he skies it to left. Drax fades back to the warning track, makes the catch a few feet in front of the wall to retire the side. So after 4 innings of baseball, it's the Atlanta Braves 2, the Hollywood Avengers, nothing. Top of the 5th, Idris Elba's up, he's 0 for 1. Chirinos is pitching a shutout so far, 3-4. Outside ball 1. Grounds it weakly to Fred McGriff, who takes it himself to first. There's 1 away.
Now batting, number 3.
Benedict Cumberbatch is 10 for 17 on the season. He has a single today. It's been hot. Just missed the strike zone. Ball 1. Doctor Strange. Ball 2. Count as 2 balls and no strikes. He's going for the corner. And it's a line drive, which may fall. And oh, no, it doesn't. Phenomenal catch by Johnny Damon, sliding. And there's 2 down. Nice catch. The Braves came to play this series. So 2 down, and up comes the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, who struck out in the second. He's 0 for 1. Swing and a miss at the split finger. Strike 1. Low, count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike on Mark. And he pulls the splitter foul. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's ball 2.
Just misses the outside corner. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mark Ruffalo. Line drive up the middle, base hit. They have their second hit of the ball game. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. The Avengers have a base runner.
Now batting, the left fielder,
Dave Bautista tracks the Destroyers 0 for 1. Swings and misses. Balls in the dirt. No advance on the base pass. Count is no balls and 1 strike on Dave. And he fouls it down the first base line. Quickly, the count is 0-2 on Bautista. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's in the dirt, he throws to first, and the side is retired. So, 4.5 complete. They get their second hit, but not much else. It's 5 shutout innings as Hollywood Avengers are losing 2-0. Ugh. Come on, let's go! Bottom of the 5th. George Springer's up. 0 for 1.
the designated hitter,
Out in front of the slider for strike 1. Tom Hiddleston's pitching a good game, but he's not throwing a shutout. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 97 on the radar gun. Swing and a miss, strike 3, tied him up inside, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game.
now batting,
Real time.
the shortstop,
Paul DeJong. 1 out here in the 5th. And he pulls it foul. Strike 1. Just gets a piece of the slider. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on DeJong. He had a 3-run double in yesterday's game. And tried to hold back on the changeup. Just gets a piece. Stays alive. Grounds it deep in the hole. It's short. Mackey fires. Got him. And there's 2 down. Nice play by Anthony Mackey. Shortstop. Tom Murphy, the catcher, batting 9th, steps up for his 2nd plate appearance. He's 0 for 1. And he swings at the first pitch and skies it to medium center. War Machine is there. He makes the catch to retire the side. So it's an official ball game. 5 innings of baseball have been played. And the Avengers are losing 2-0. Welcome to Avengers Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. We're losing 2-0 in the 5th inning, actually top of the 6th. As the Avengers are looking to avoid a 3-game sweep. They lost the first 2 games. And now I'm losing 2-0 in the 3rd game. Don Cheadle, who plays War Machine in the Iron Man franchise, is up at the plate, top of the 6th. And he grounds it to the shortstop. DeJong fires across the diamond for the 1st out.
now
1
batting,
away.
second baseman,
Come on, 3-game losing streak, people. It's ridiculous. Tom Holland, Spider-Man, up with 1 out in the 6th. Line drive, base hit back through the box, and with one down here in the top of the sixth, the Avengers have the base runner. Here's the replay.
Now batting, number 9.
So next up is Anthony Mackie, also known as the Falcon in the Marvel Universe. He's 0 for 2 today. And he hits the line drive up the middle, base hit. And the runner's going to take off and go to third. So it's going to be first and third with one down here in the top of the sixth. They've got something brewing. Here's the replay. Falcon slashes it up the middle. Whoever it is that joined the stream, you're good luck. Stick around. So, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, is 0 for 2, but he's got a runner with scoring position. He takes ball 1, less than 2 outs. He does not need a hit to get a run in, so let's see what happens. And he pulls it foul. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. RDJ has not hit well with runners in scoring position, but off the plate, count is 2 balls and 1 strike. The team is only 7-5. This is game number 13 in the regular season. It's April. Just gets a piece of the sinker. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runners lead off first and third. Quick throw to first, keeping Mackie close. It's dumb. Whatever. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the sixth. Just gets a piece to stay alive, and we'll do it again. And that might drop in. Yes, it will. It's going to be an RBI single for Tony Stark, as now the lead is cut in half, and the Atlanta Braves are leading 2-1. Pitching coach goes out to talk to Chirinos. Wants to kind of calm him down, get him back on track, because there's runners at first and second and 1 out here in the top of the sixth. Next up is Captain America, Chris Evans himself. He's 0 for 2 today. Oh, and he hits it high and deep. That is Gonzo, a 3-run home run from Captain America. He can do this all day. And just like that, it's his 2nd home run of the season. And they have a 4-2 lead. Hoo-ah! Whoever you are, thank you. Let's see the replay. Come on. He can do this all day. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, so 1 down here in the top of the sixth. Pitching change. The Braves manager has seen enough. Out of the bullpen for the Braves comes Drew Steckenrider, making his 7th appearance. He has no record, an ERA of 6.43. He gets to face Idris Elba, Hemedal, who's 0 for 2. Outside ball 1. Again, MCU is winning 4-2 here in the top of the sixth. At the knees, strike 1, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Elba. Over the top of the slider, count is quickly 1 and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty, 1 down here in the top of the sixth. And he flares it out towards the gap, and it will fall. And he's going to make the turn and try for second. To throw to second base is not in time. So with 1 down here in the sixth, Idris Elba hits his 2nd double of the season, and they've got a runner in scoring position. And that's a 10-game hitting streak for Elba. That's when you really should start talking about hitting streaks, when you get to 10 games. Just drives it into the gap. Perfect placement. So next up is Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, as the bullpen gets right on the outside corner from Cumberbatch. He has a single today. He's 1 for 2. Count is 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike on Cumberbatch. He's 10 for 18 on the season. He's a part-time player.
Ball.
2 balls, 1 strike. Today he's playing third base. A lefty and a righty are warming up in the Braves bullpen. Just gets a piece of the fastball. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dr. Strange. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Runner leads off second. Here's the payoff pitch. And he hits it off the end of the bat. It's playable for Johnny Damon. He makes the catch for the 2nd out. No advance on the base paths. There's 2 down.
Now batting.
Mark Ruffalo, also known as the Hulk, has a single in the 5th. He's 1 for 2. Elba leads off second. And he fouls off the fastball, strike 1.
Inside.
Down and in, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Check the swing. Oh, he swings and misses.
1 ball. 2
Somehow misses that slider. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ruffalo. And he stays alive, fouls it off. Again, fouls it off. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Second rider deals. And he could not hold back. He gets him on the slider and decides he's retired. But a 3-run home run by Chris Evans, Captain America. And after 5.5 innings of baseball, it's the Avengers 4 and the Braves 2. Okay, something's wrong with the microphone, so we're going to cut away from Heidi. We apologize. Bottom of the 6th. Johnny Damon steps in for his 3rd plate appearance. He's 0 for 2 today. Loki, the Asgardian, deals. Grounds it to the only man on the left side, which is Benedict Cumberbatch, who fires to first, and there's 1 away. The shift was on for Johnny Damon. He was the only person on the left side. Vinny Minoso had a double in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. 2 for 10 in the series so far. Right on the outside corner for strike 1. A little high. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike on Minoso. And he flares it out, but it will land in foul territory for strike number 2. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Minoso. And he jams him a little bit. Doesn't get all of it. And Batista races over into the gap to make the catch for out number 2.
The third baseman, number 5.
George Brett has a double today and a run scored. He's 1 for 2. Steps up against Hiddleston. Grounds it up the middle, but Mackey is there. He fields, fires, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Tom Hiddleston. The end of 6 innings of play, the Avengers have a 2-run lead. It's 4-2. Top of the 7th.
Ladies and gentlemen, your
Pitching change. Will Harris makes his 5th appearance out of the bullpen for the Braves. He has no record. He does have a save. And his ERA, he's pitched 4 shutout innings. His ERA is 0. He gets to face Drax the Destroyer. Dave Bautista is 0 for 2 today.
the left fielder, Dave Bautista.
And he fouls off the cut fastball for strike 1. Inside ball 1. Count is 1-1. Fouls off the cut fastball. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes on Batista. Swing and a miss, the cut fastball, and there's 1 down here in the 7th.
Now batting.
The replay.
Number 10.
So next up is Don Cheadle, War Machine. Braves bullpen is active, lefty and righty warming up. Don Cheadle is 0 for 2. And he fouls off the cutter. Strike 1. Right at the knees. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. 1 down here in the top of the 7th. It hit him. Yeah, it hit him. So with 1 down, they got a base runner. Don Cheadle's on first.
Second base.
He held his swing back. Got him right in the wrist or something. I don't know. So anyway, leadoff man is up yet again. Tom Holland is batting .500 on the season. He's 1 for 3 today with a single. War Machine's in first. Got a good lead. Outside ball 1. Kind of like an unintentional pitch out that last pitch. Count is 1-0. Check the swing. Inside ball 2. 2-0 on Holland. And he slashes at the cut fastball, but fouls it off. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Spider-Man.
Outside, that's a ball.
3 balls, 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the 2nd. Mackey leads off first. 7th. Mackey leads off first. And he pulls it foul. Count will go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Will the runner be in motion? Probably not. There's 1 down here in the top of the 7th. They have a 2-run lead. Just gets a piece to stay alive, and we'll do it again. Pitching's been good in this series. He grounds it. 6, 4, 3, double play, side retired. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Anyway, so 6, 4, 3, double play, side retired. MCU has a 4-2 lead. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Fred McGriff is up. He hit a home run today. This was the 1st inning. Boom. Straightaway center. Hiddleston will face him again. He's 1 for 2. Swing and a miss. 97 on the radar gun. Strike 1. And he pulls it foul. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on McGriff. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. That's his 4th strikeout of the contest. Here's the replay. Terrible angle for a pitcher, but whatever. Every replay of a strikeout should be behind the shoulder of the pitcher so you can see the location of the strikeout. That's just a note to the programmers for the next year's game. Altuve is up with 1 down. He's 0 for 2 today. He's struck out. He's lined out. He has not come out of the gate hot. And he fouls it off the end of the bat into the seats for strike 1. Hitting 152 on the season. Inside corner, strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 2 down. 5th strikeout of the game. Come on, give me that over the shoulder. A terrible replay. So 2 down, Mookie Betts is up. This is only his 57th pitch. At the knees, strike 1. Hiddleston is on fire. And he slices it into foul territory. Strike 2. Count is no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch by Loki. And he pops it up in the infield. Mackey is there. And he settles under it to make the catch and retire the side. So he's pitched 7 innings, given up 2 runs, and he has a 2-run lead. The end of 7, it's 4-2. Avengers.
Your attention, please.
Top of the 8th, Colin Poche. I have no idea if that's how it's pronounced. We'll just, we'll settle on Poche. This is his 8th appearance. His record is 1-0. He has a save. His ERA is 2.57. Not bad. He gets to face Anthony Mackie from the other side of the plate because he's a switch hitter and he hits from the right side against the lefty Poche. And he pulls him foul. Strike 1. Throw me that again. See what happens to it. Not exactly. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Mackey. He's 1 for 3. And he jams him a little bit, flares it out to center. Johnny Damon is there, and there is 1 away here in the top of the 8th. I'm sure they'd like a couple of insurance runs. So Robert Downey Jr. has an RBI single today. He's 1 for 3. Lefty versus lefty. Just gets a piece of the fastball for strike 1. And he lofts it to center. Damon is there. And there's 2 away.
Now that catcher.
So the man responsible for 3 of those 4 runs steps up in the 6th inning. He did this. A 3-run home run to give them this 4-2 lead. Again, a switch hitter. He bats from the right side against the lefty Poche. 1 for 3 with that 3-run homer. Checks the swing, but it's outside for ball 1. Bullpen is active for the Braves, just in case. Grounds it weakly, hands it off to the pitcher who's covering, and the side is retired. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still a 2-run ball game. The Hollywood Avengers lead 4-2. So George Springer steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2. Hiddleston is still out there, but it's time to go to the manager's office. Bullpen, let's warm up Stanley, just in case. Stanley is the setup man in the bullpen. Strike 1. Right now Loki is feeling it. He doesn't need any help, but just in case. Grounds it. Oh! Deep throw. In time. Nice recovery by Benedict Cumberbatch. Love to see the replay on that one, but they're not going to show it because it was an unorthodox play. They never do. But it was a great play by Benedict. Paul DeJong is 0 for 2. He's 1 for 8 in the series. Like I said earlier, Braves have won the first 2 games in the series. Fouled off, strike 1. And the Avengers are just looking to avoid being swept 3 straight in Atlanta. Swing and a miss. The slider chased outside. The count is 0-2. There's 1 down here in the top. Unchecked that bottom of the 8th. Avengers lead 4-2. Strike 3 looking inside corner. And there are 2 away. That's his 6th strikeout. Come on, show me the right replay. Didn't even show me the replay. Terrible. Tom Murphy's 0 for 2. Hopefully he'll be 0 for 3 when I'm done with him. Let's see. Off the plate. Outside. Ball 1. Slider drops in there for strike 1. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike on Murphy. Fouls it back to the screen. 1-2. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Loki deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's 8 innings complete for Hiddleston. 8 innings, 2 runs. He is the pitcher of record. We go to the 9th. It's a 4-2 lead for the Avengers.
Your attention, please.
So Robert Stock comes in, pitching in his 7th game. His ERA is 3.52. He does have a win. But before Idris Elba steps into the box, we're going to go bullpen. We're going to sit down Stan Lee. We're going to warm up Ed Norton. Actually, we're going to stretch and toss Ed Norton. And we're going to warm up Jeremy Renner, who's the closer. Hawkeye, scheduled to put him into the 9th. If we score a bunch of runs, then Ed Norton will come in. And he fouls off the high fastball, strike 1. It's a line drive base hit to the center fielder. And the leadoff man here in the top of the 9th is on with a single.
The batter, number 3.
Here's the replay. Hemedal. So next up is Benedict Cumberbatch. 1 for 3 today, 10 for 19 on the season. And he hits it high and deep. It's got a chance. It is caught at the wall, and there's one down. He made a bid, but just short. So the runner retreats back to first, and we have one away. Next up, Mark Ruffalo is 1 for 3 with a single. Steps in against Robert Stock. Big lead there over first. And quick throw back. He gets his hand back in there. Inside ball 1. And he fouls off the high fastball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on the Hulk. Pitcher's high. Line drive base hit. Back through the box. The runner will go to third base. And it's going to be first and third with 1 out. That insurance run is 90 feet from home plate. And they can get him home without the benefit of a hit. So Ruffalo is 2 for 4 today. Line drives back through the box. So next up is Dave Bautista. He's 0 for 3 today. He's hitting .283. And he fouls off a fastball, 97 on the radar gun. And that's strike 1. Dave Bautista was a former WWE professional wrestler before he joined the MCU.
No, that's down.
Nope, that's low. Dave's hitting .364 with runners in scoring position. That's the exact situation he's in at the moment. Runners at first and third with 1 out. Inside ball 2, count is 2-1 on Bautista. Uh-oh, 6, 4, 3, double play, side retired. So we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. The Avengers have a 2-run lead. Last licks for the Braves. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. 8 innings for Loki. Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, comes in. He has only pitched in 1 game this season. It's a shutout inning. This will be his attempt for his first save of his career. He gets to face Johnny Damon to lead off the game, who's 0 for 3, batting a .190. In there, strike 100 miles an hour. Fouls it off, counts quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Damon. Just misses down inside, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fouls off the fastball, 101. Throwing darts. And he fouls it off. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes on Downey. They need a base runner. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th. The line for Tom Hiddleston, 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. He is the pitcher of record. 2 more outs, and he gets his 2nd win of the season. So, Minnie Minoso is up. He's 1 for 3 today, facing Hawkeye. And he fouls it back to the screen for strike 1. Strike 2. Inside, ball 1. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He struck out 2 batters in a row. They are down to their final out.
The third baseman, number 5, George.
Next up is George Brett. George is at a decent day. He's 1 for 3 with a double, 2 for 11 for the series. He is the final out. In there, strike 1. Again, triple digits on the radar gun. George needs to get on. And he grounds it to the third baseman, Benedict Cumberbatch, who fires. Got him. And the ball game is over. The Avengers avoid the 3-game sweep and win 4-2. Hiddleston gets the win. Jeremy Renner gets the save. And the team goes 8-5 in their first 13 games. So, the Hollywood Avengers, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Atlanta Braves, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Tom Hiddleston got the win. Yonny Chirinos pitched well but gets the loss. Jeremy Renner with the first save of his Major League career. And again, Hiddleston is the player of the game, pitching 8 innings and giving up only 3 hits. This has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, that's not a video game, that is a ttRPG, tabletop role-playing game. If you're into Dungeons and Dragons, we play D&D usually on Monday nights at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you then. Anyway, have a great night. Take care of yourself.